Hello, I'm John Fox and I'm John on the West. I'm having a Torment adventure, Tides of Numenera, and I just met this fellow. He was very nice. Not the labourer. What? Oh, he's gone, isn't he? He's gone. This craft is capable of carrying one person to it. Most of the interior is richly appointed with satin pillows, and the air feels cooler inside.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
Yes. Dotted with air holes, several crates aboard the ship rattle and jump, apparently just as eager to disembark as the crew. So what am I doing? Well, my main quest is to find the cast-off called Mazov, a talented builder and artificer, and he's going to be in Male Vest, a refuge of sorts for cast-off dudes. But so I need a passage into the Valley of Dead Heroes, which I can hire an airship. However, Master Renio, well, he refuses to fly because of Eritis.
I'm ready. I'm always.
So I need to find somebody of importance
I am the very
to pay off Eritis' debt. Possibly a slave master, but so yeah, I've got to do the airship thief first, I think. So, city authorities, council clerk. I need someone influential. Maybe
Alright.
the guy downstairs. Maybe I'll get to see the Memovira. So the Memovira guard, a man in a brigandine coat, stands in front of a heavy wooden gate. His arms are crossed, his feet are firmly planted. You got business with the Memovira? Who's the Memovira? She's the boss lady of the Bloom. Been in charge for about 10 years. Couldn't tell you what the title means, but there's always been a Memovira. His eyes narrow. And if you had to ask that question, you ain't got business with her. Can you tell me anything else about the Memovira? Nobody crosses her, not even the council. He waves a dismissive hand at the passers-by. All these poor plodders are scared of her, and that means they're scared of me too. Go work for the Memovira, son. That's what my dad told me. You'll never be anybody in this life if folk ain't scared of you. Dad never told me about the Bloom, though. I wonder if he even knew. Ah, so you're from Sage's Cliffs? Born in the Cliff's Edge. House where I grew up fell in the sea a couple of years back, thanks to the Stitcher. May the Black Three bugger 'em with flaming pricks. I read that right, yes. He spits. Joined up with the Memovira and served 5 years in the Bloom. Get in your head. The Bloom does. Whispers to you. Tells you to do things. Maybe. His eyes gleam. When the boss lady found out, she sent me out here. Threw my mate in a moor. Still can't remember why. Or he did. What's on the other side of the door? A road goes down the side of the cliff towards the Bloom. Nobody gets by unless the boss lady gives the word. What is the Bloom exactly? It's a monster, a stinking tumour the size of a city, full of veins and cysts and sacs that folk can crawl around inside. Sometimes they lead to moors. His sunken eyes gleam as he speaks the word. If you give them what they want to eat, they'll send you to another world. Or not, if they decide to feed on you instead. I didn't even want to open the moor. Poor Resh. Okay, who's Zebak Oralau? Oh yeah, it's the kid in the Sage's Cliffs. Do you know someone called named Zebak Oralau? He works for the Memovira and his son is looking for him. Zebak? Yeah, served with him in the Bloom. I ain't seen him since the boss lady posted me out here. Couldn't tell you where he is now. Farewell. So, I can't really get into the Bloom because he's blocking the way. So, let's go to the cliff's edge. investigate some houses.
You've got it.
Ooh, there's Sylph. Who are you again? I'm Sylph. How may I assist you? Farewell.
Go.
I must be close. Right. I'm sure I investigated all the houses, but I didn't find the girl until I just randomly clicked on one in the background, so who knows?
Let's go.
It might be worth just letting some people go for the time being and swapping. This dilapidated structure has been converted into a cheap boarding house. Inside, people sprawl on filthy mattresses in a dimly lit room. There's Rhin. Very well. So I'm thinking, maybe I tell Allegern to go away for a while. I want to see what happens. It's been a... Sorry, let's save game. I've been a bit nervous about kicking someone out of the party, but I'm hoping I can get them back. I think it's best we part. And here I thought we were getting on so splendidly. The irony in his voice is betrayed by the hurt in his eyes. But fine, if you need me again, find me at my workshop. It's in the underbelly. Alright. It's not safe here. You should come with me. She looks at the tiny nook she was hiding in, then back at you. Where are you going? I'm not taking her to Torment. Maybe we can find you a new home. Rhin frowns at that, though she seems to consider your offer. But what about those thugs? What if somebody else comes after me? Or after you? I'm not a fighter. I can't help you. Don't worry about that. I'll keep you out of trouble. Alright, that sounds good. I'll do it.
I'll remember that.
Right.
All right.
So we have Rhin.
What's going on?
What's your story? Her brow furrows. She clutches her elbow with one hand. You know some of it, maybe as much as I do. What do you want to know? Where are you from? Expression grows distant. It's a better place than this. It's safe and warm. It's a long, long way from here. For a moment, it seems like she's lost in thought. Then she starts talking again. There are a lot of trees there. It's full of growing things and a little village with a tall wall to keep bad things away. Bad things away. And I have parents there. She shakes her head a bit and turns back to focus on you. That's where I belong. That's my home. My parents are there. I'm not an orphan. Right. Sounds like a lovely town. What's it called? She smiles and opens her mouth to answer. A panicked expression flashes across her face. For a moment, her eyes dart back and forth before she puts one hand to her injured head. It's Baranth. She looks up, her tiny face grave. Yes, it's called Baranth. My village, my home. It's where my parents are. If you're from so far away, why do you speak the same languages as everyone here? She tips her head to the side thoughtfully. I don't know. I guess I could also wonder why you all speak my language. How did you get to Sage's Cliffs? She shakes her head, tears springing up in her eyes. I can't remember. I remember running and a fire. But it wasn't the colour for a fire. I don't know. Rhin looks around, her eyes lost. Then I just remember being here, and nothing making sense anymore. How long have you been away? Only a few weeks, I think. She scratches her neck thoughtfully. She touches the side of her head again, lightly with her fingertips. It's hard to remember. When I got hurt, I don't remember the time round then very well. Those thugs you were hiding from, they seem to know you were in the building, but they couldn't find you. Why? She grins, and the sudden smile is like a sun coming out from behind a cloud. We're good at hiding, she says. Do you think your parents might be looking for you? She looks thunderstruck, as if the thought had never occurred to her before. When she finally speaks, the tone is flat, almost numb. It's clear that she's talking to herself as much as talking to you. They know I'm safe. They can't be here. They have to be safe at home. Rhin brings her hands to her mouth slowly, her eyes terrified and oddly flat, almost glazed. She turns away from you, speaking to something in her hands, her voice too soft for you to hear. She continues like that for a long time, worried and muttering. You realise she has forgotten you were even there.
Yes.
Right, I'll continue that conversation later. How are you feeling, loss of self? Tell her about the changing gods' engines beneath the city. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. She listens to your story, eyes downcast. It's a long time before she speaks, and when she does, her voice is thick with anger. Shut it down, she says. Please find a way. Smash it to pieces if you have to. Oh well.
Go.
So, I'm looking for a building in Cliff's Edge. There aren't that many. There's a gap there, isn't there? How does one get over there? Well, I'm going to run over here. And Zeb. Right, where's...
You remind me of the storybook.
What a horrible thing to say. What, you think I'm filled with words and endings?
Adelia's smile is as radiant as ever. The cat on her soldier watches you warily for a moment, then goes back to patting the rodent globes whenever they dip too close. Welcome, friend. Which of my treasures has called you here today? What's this? Let's sell that. And mask. And this... Getting quite a lot of money. I don't want that. Well, that'll do. Right. Another soul of action. Right. There's some Memovira goons. There's an intoxicated woman. If I don't stop, I don't hear the... There's Mother Tamaz. I've got an errant child. I've sold that guy out already. Airships are known to be nearly uncrashable due to their leisurely cruising speed and simplified controls. The crash must have taken a rather unique confluence of events to occur. Yeah. So it's this guy who crashed it. Right, I'm not seeing the house. I have some more money, I could get myself another surgery. Lists of items and services. Blood nanites. Let's save my game. trying to remember the one I didn't like. Numenera Analyzer, Blood Nanites, and Jagged Memory. Right, Blood Nanites. Let's give that a go. I want them. Things really do start calmly. The drones inject you several times and withdraw to a respectable distance. You breathe. The air seems tinged with the sunset's light. Then you feel the first bite. Machines swarm through you like a metal wave, nipping and tearing, devouring flesh, muscle and organ. You open your mouth to scream, and they pour out in a gleaming flood. Eventually, the machines learn that you are not food. At some point during the operation, you fell. Now you rise, panting. "Don't you look healthy?" Journo proclaims. "Well, you're covered in your own blood, but you clearly have more." He rubs his hands together. "Anything else?" There you are. "So, I won't miss you, but I'll miss your money." So, what do blood nanites do? Immunity to most fettles that deal damage per round, such as bleeding or burn. Yeah,
Sure.
take that. So, that's Rhin, and yeah, she wasn't as good as the person I had, obviously, but
Of course.
so I actually want to go underground. I don't want to. Oh, there it is. I'm tempted just to go to the slave master and be like, ah, but I'm worried that I'll accidentally lose Rhin that way. But we'll see, we'll see. If I can help it, I'll try not to load my game. Like if I fail a test, then I want to load it.
All right.
So there's Kachekt. Someplace under the sea. Not the Cave of Last Words. The Sanctuary. Oh, there's the ledge in Cliff's Edge as well. Yes. Sweet. The gold tide represents lots of stuff. There's some of these I haven't clicked on, but I have to step on stuff to get to it.
All right.
And there's that's the thing I'm looking for. I want to turn this off, don't I?
Yes.
Try to use the interface again. Oh, never mind. But I found it at the very least.
Yes. Go.
Data flickers and flashes around this machine too quickly for you to make any sense of it. That's a shame. There's the sorrow.
Let's go.
I can go to Circus Minor through these. Yeah, why not? Study the lenses and mirror again. Right, let's go to Circus Minor. Let's talk to the slave master. Hopefully this will end well. am I looking for exactly? This thing's still here. Let's defy... Let's defy the sculptor. I need to do that as well. Well, that's what I was trying to do. She grabs your wrist and stops walking. She's trembling, staring at Torment girl standing atop the platform.
Don't take me up there. Don't make me go back to her.
What did she do to you? She's a... What's the word? She steals people. Her tone is low, but she keeps herself partially hidden behind you. It's clear she doesn't want to attract attention. She found me, said I was her property. Those thugs who were looking for me, she sent them. But I won't go back. I'm never going back. You won't let her have me. All right? Don't worry, I'll figure out a way to solve this amicably. All right. She seemed cautious but trusting.
I'm going.
Let's talk to Tomaga. Ah, there's my lost little bird. Glad you found her. Now to send her on over here and we'll get this job done. I don't want to go, she whispers. We need to talk about this, Toll. No, we don't. Just give me the girl and... She puts her hand to her face. Fine, fine. I didn't want to tell you this, but... Damn it. She grits her teeth. Here's my dirty little secret. And if you tell anyone, I'll burn your flesh and scatter your bones. I'm a cast-off, like you. You want to know why I want the girl? It's because she helps control the tides in me. She keeps them from slipping out into the world. Without Rhin, everyone around me gets hurt, or even killed. If I use the adults for this, they die. So here's the deal. Give me the kid, and I'll teach you how to control your tides better. Don't, and... Well, let's not get into don't, eh? Right, so my mind-reading powers apparently don't work. No deal. We'll have to settle this some other way. No, the time for talk is over. Ooh, Toll's curse. She stares at you, and with a sudden swirling in your psyche, a cacophony of dueling emotions, she's doing something with the tides, filling you with sickness and despair, the overwhelming compulsion to lie down and sob. She stops, a grim smile on her face. You want an example of what cast-offs can do? You want to know why I want the girl? She stops me from doing that. Now give her to me. How about this? I'll tell you the options actually. So Rhin, go with her, she'll take care of you. I'm not giving her to you, and I'll make you bleed if you try and take her. How about this? Stop using your tides to hurt people, or I'll tell the cult of the changing god that you're a cast-off. Or did you? Did you just use the tides on me? Is that what you'll do to Rhin? Or I should kill you for using the tides on me. So I'm going to go with the third one. Invoke the cult of the changing god. Her face loses her mocking cheer. She speaks slowly and deliberately. If you do that, I'll spread your guts across the harbour. You do not put those mewling sycophants on my tail. Are we clear? Good. Now send Rhin over here. So, did you just use the tides on me? Is that what you'll do to Rhin? Frequently, she smirks. Do you have a problem with that? It's better than the alternative. I'm not a leech or a killer. I'm not. Right, this is where I want the good ending, right? So I'm... enslaving Rhin is destroying her life and her potential anyway. One way or another, you're killing her. Okay, I'll say the options. Sorry. You said Rhin keeps your powers from hurting or killing people. How do you know it won't kill her? You should learn how to control your powers better. You don't need someone to use someone else as a sponge. Why can't you use one of your followers? Slaving Rhin is destroying her life and her potential anyway. One way or another, you're killing her. How old does Rhin have to be before your powers kill her? She's pretty close anyway, isn't she? You're right, so let's talk, or it seems to me you could use your tide to exact some justice! I'm gonna go for 2. You should learn how to control your powers better. You don't need to use someone else as a sponge. She spits, not quite at your feet, but certainly near them. Says the cast-off who can't control his own tides. I'm gonna try persuasion. So how can you justify keeping Rhin in your custody? Release your claim. At 100%. She grits her teeth. Fine. You've convinced me. You can keep her. But treat her right, you hear? Even if I get even a hint that you've made Rhin unhappy, I'll track you across the 9th world. She concentrates for a moment, and the miasma that fills your mind lifts. You know what? I'll even live up to my part of the bargain. I'm going to teach you about your tides, because it will keep you and keep Rhin safe. You ready for this? Alright, let's do it. She fights to keep the despairing sneer on her face. You know I hate all of this cast-off skist, yeah? Alright. So the changing god, he made us. Maybe not on purpose, maybe we're just an accident, but he made us. He uses the tides to transfer his mind. You felt them, I'm sure. Surges of power, emotion, whatever. That's the tides. They're pushing around inside you. You focus them onto something, you can make a weapon out of them. Manifests differently for each of us. Most of us don't think about it, but I figure use every tool at your disposal. She breathes out. Close your eyes. Feel that coiling power in you? That's the tides. Now feel this. I'm going to push a little power at you. Try to fight it off. With your eyes closed, you can see the energy emanating from her, a dark and angry spike of red-hued power that drifts towards you. Instinctively you raise your hand, bat it away, and she snorts. With your mind, use your tides. As the tidal dagger drifts closer, you feel something inside you uncoiling, a vast and restless power whose depths you can barely comprehend. It's reminiscent of the energy used to blast the sorrow fragments from your mind, but now you can control it, and you breathe out, pushing her probe away. That's it, she says. Practice that. She pushes away. We're done. Skill level in tidal affinity has been increased by 1. This current skill level is drained. Now that I know you're cast off, let's talk about you a little more. It's not a core part of my identity, you know. I don't walk around thinking, oh, I'm a cast off. Let me think about my place in the world. She jabs a finger on your chest. I'm my own person. Got it? But fine. Ask your questions. Do you know anything about Magina? She shrugs. I've heard the name. I know she trades with a bad crowd. I've never met her. Don't know where she lives or who she knows. Never hope to either. What about Mazov? No, like I said, I don't keep contact with cast-offs. Whatever the rest of you do, it's your business. Alright. I knew... sorry, I asked about other cast-offs. I knew Riestrad, Glaive, covered in living metal armour. He had some underworld connections. Didn't end well for him. Last I heard, he scrambled his brain trying to change his past with dodgy Numenera. For the rest of the cast-offs, no, I keep to myself. And I thank you to keep my existence a secret. What is it you hope to accomplish with your life? Why become a slave when you're effectively immortal? She eyes you speculatively. Why? Because it's easy to fall into the life. Because it was a challenge to get good at. Because I don't particularly care about what others think about me. She rakes her hair back. This tattoo? Oh, I see. So she's got the tattoo. It doesn't define me, and I'm not the man who made me. I owe nothing. I owe you nothing. I owe the world nothing. It's my life, and these are my choices. Which means that if I want to rat her out to the Keeper of Secrets, by her own, by her logic, I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't you think you could do something good for people? What makes you think I'm not? Look, you're approaching this all wrong. You see slaves and you think mistreatment. I see criminals and burdens. Sure, they're not going to find happier lives right away, but once they've finished their service, they get to live. Most of them anyway. So kiss my ass, this is good for them. I have no standing. Okay, I've got choices here. Self-reflection is the key to a successful life. I have no standing to judge your choices, then what gives you the right to judge others? I'll go for that one. You mean who gives me the right? And the answer's easy. She smiles crookedly. I do. That's the whole point of this exercise, isn't it? My life, my rules. If you don't like it, get out the way. No one's making you deal with me. She spits. If you don't have any other epiphanies you want to share with me, I've got some important none of your business to attend to. Do you know anything about the sorrow? The what? She looks genuinely puzzled for a moment. Oh, you mean that monster that looks like the night mated with some year-old corpses? I don't. Nothing that would be helpful anyway. I felt it a while back though, she shivers. Felt like it glanced my way. Felt like it told me, not yet. She shakes her head free of the memory. But no, I can't help you with anything about that. You were telling me about the tides. What's the deal with the girl, Rhin? She caught my pain. When the tides well up in me and overflow, she took the excess and kept me from hurting others. Don't know how, but it was a service. Without her, these others around me, they take the brunt. And while they like the experience in small amounts, any larger surge poisons them and lays them low. It's even killed a couple, so the girl's essential to the well-being of those around me. What's the deal with your followers? They seem a little strange. She gives them a quick glance. They are Rhin filtered, I guess. My tides. I turn my energy outwards and it makes most people sick. But Rhin changed that. Instead of making them sick, it gave them hallucinations, pleasant dreams, a euphoria that improves their days. Right now, they're suffering because I've been bleeding off into them. Slowly. Bad combination. I'd like to talk about these tidal surges. Why? It's different for each of us. I can't tell you how the world looks through your own eyes, or what something tastes like on your tongue. You've got to figure that out on your own. I can't tell you that you don't like meat, or how you think. I don't know. Fungus is delicious. You see the world your own way. It's what makes you, you. Why me? Why am I even telling you this? It's remedial It's remedial experiential philosophy. It's easy for me to say. Other questions? Farewell.
I'm sorry about last time. I know we didn't finish our conversation. I offer apologies for my rudeness.
One of the options is a crazy time done? I'm not going to do that one. Are you okay to talk a little more? She nods and gives you a tired smile. Yes, it's just been... I'm not used to talking to anyone except Al about these things. It's harder than I thought it would be. But yes, let's talk. How are you holding up? Before I met you, I asked Al if he could bring someone to help me. I know it's embarrassing. He's not the right sort of god for that. But you came. You're even better than anything a god would bring me. I want to talk about, what do you think of Eritis? Makes me laugh, but I can't tell when he's being serious. Is he ever being serious? I hope not, Eritis says. What do you think? It's a beer. He acts nice, but I don't think he likes me. I wonder if he really likes anybody. What a thing to say, lass, he says, genuinely shocked. How could anyone not like you? That's the part of what I said that bothers you. Well, clearing his throat, you're a delight, lass. That's all I'll say on the matter. Right. I may swap her again.
If you're sure it's safe.
Ooh. Two are leveled up. Let's give him some extra effort. Yes. to beer.
Yes, lad.
What do you want from me? At the moment, all I want is a way out of Sage's Cliffs and some friendly company. You seem to fit the bill on both accounts. A free ride and a strong arm on my side. What do you think of Rhin? Well, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. What foolish notion made you think it was right to bring a little girl with us? People say I'm irresponsible, but this... Hey, she says, glaring up at him. I may be little, but at least I'm not a criminal. Was that an insult? He says, grinning. I hear it all the time. The word's lost all of its meaning, its sting, anyway. Well, what about Eritis then? Isn't he a treasure? Do anything for you, he would. Do anything for anybody, if you made him think it was exciting enough. Talking about me? I heard you say exciting. I never stopped talking about you, lad, he says, winking at you. How could I? What are your strengths? Well, he says, planting his hands on his hips, I can hold my own in a fight. I have a gift for words, as you may have noticed. His hands slip from his hips and cross before him. And I'm not adverse to the odd con or two, if you spot one worth pulling. How are you holding up? I'm fine, lad. I just hope you won't regret our friendship when the time comes to part ways. Right, well, we'll keep Rhin for the time being. What am I doing?
Here I go.
What am I doing? I learned something about these two, didn't I? Can you remind me what the book looks like again? The thief said. Valinda reminded him that it was a large skin-bound book called The Tome of Singing Thorns. Okay, farewell. What's... Oh, sorry. Yes, so I clicked a bunch of stuff. So, the silent merchant traces dark fingers over the cracked scroll. It appears to be ignoring you as politely as possible. So I watched him work some more. The merchant again presses a hand over the page, and you hear the scrape of quill on paper. Dark letters emerge from the shadows of the hand, as if pulled from beneath the page. Law natural. The merchant is restoring the work once recorded on the scroll, not writing it. You are certain of that, but it is scanning it in some way, or... But is it scanning it in some way, or coaxing the text from the page? Looking closely, you see that Staristi's fingers are unravelling into coiling threads that taste the faded letters below before pricking the page itself. Fresh ink wells up from the holes, forming words. You cut holes into the page, and ink flows up, almost as if you're tattooing it. Staristi jerks in what can only be surprise, then holds a single coalescing finger, bidding you to watch. It resumes restoring the scroll, but slower. You can watch and understand. Eventually you do. The page is no simply grocery list or musty treatise. Staristi's methods might be different. If it was, the scroll is alive, and Staristi is carefully and methodically waking it up. The fresh ink gleams as brightly as a sleeper's eye on the waking. Amazement, esteem, he thinks. Ooh. When the scroll is fully restored, the ink flashes. The page promptly crumples itself up and bursts into flame. Neither of the merchants react to this in any way. When the smoke clears, Staristi plucks an object from the pile of ashes, taking hold of your wrist and leaving tingly, inky fingerprints. The merchant drops it onto your palm and closes your hand around it. Then Staristi takes another faded page from the pile and starts fresh. This is the Amulet of the Eternal Traveller. Gives me +1 a flex skill. Either exploration, law, or conversation. Farewell. Ah, it's an ornament. Okay. What does this do? Cipher. Don't care about ciphers. Ooh. Let's read this. This coin is forever spinning and flipping, never ceasing its motion. It is attached to a fine silver chain by a powerful magnetic force. If you grasp the coin in your hand, it halts its movements with a begrudging whine. As soon as it's released, it starts spinning again. When it resumes, the coin somehow taps into the data sphere and feeds its knowledge to you for a short time. The coin needs time to recharge. Lore mystical, trained. Tell tales of a Jack and a Glaive who dug deep under the earth and finally uncovered a treasure trove of Numenera. One particular artifact, a dangerous weapon, bright with power, caught both their eyes. They agreed to flip an old coin for it, a lucky token of the Jack's. But as he flipped it in the air, the Glaive grabbed the item and fired it at the Jack. Later, the rest of their companions caught up with them, finding only 2 corpses and the coin, still spinning in the air, flying from one treasure to another. They decided to take the coin, but left the rest, including the corpses. Okay, how do I choose the skill? Well, I've got Law of Mystical at the moment. Anyway.
Paradis, you remind me of a prince. A tiny glowing prince. If you're sure it's safe.
Oh, you know, I'm not finished with Stressed yet. Watch him work some more. Why don't you talk? Yeah, well.
Yes.
Where am I going? Cliff's Edge. Cheerological Parlour. What the hell is a cheerological parlour? I'm guessing. I may have to look up the word cheerological. It's not something that. Books. I'll talk to the lady up here.
Fine.
But then I'm not entirely sure what I should do. I'd quite like to go to the Bloom. Well, we have a secret to sell, at the very least. I have secrets to exchange. Something that you find interesting. Sage's Cliffs. Ah. The anechoic lazarette in the reef can be opened with the eye of Moloch. Alright, let's sell that secret. Her eyebrows raise halfway towards her hairline. Very useful, she says, swiftly tapping the air over her breastbone several times. Fascinating. Now for your interesting secret. She traces the corner of her lips thoughtfully. Perhaps this. The member of Ira is closing her hand over the city. Anyone who does not already work for her soon will. Unless something changes. It usually does. Ah, that's not really much of a secret, is it? Farewell. I'm sure that was worth it.
Why not?
I'm going.
Let's see. I'll occasionally talk to old people, just in case. loads of minuses. Well, micro mesh might be better. It gives me armor. That might be good as well. That's a cloak. Do I not have a cloak? Let's buy the cloak. Oh crap! I don't want that. I want the micro mesh and the cloak. Hang on. Did I buy it? Ah, there it is. I also want this micro mesh. I want to sell this. I'll sell it in a second. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking all futuristic now. And cloak, of course. Yeah, this is the future, baby. So, micromesh is a net of finely woven metal fitted together with extraordinary precision and shaped into a suit that protects the wearer's entire body. Its insignificant weight of this armor, as well as the flexibility of the synthetic material, means that it barely inhibits movement. It's highly prized by nanos and jacks. This cloak, while heavy, has a very smooth surface when touched. It has little static electricity on the outside, which creates small sparks when holding something metallic to it. A brown substance that contains small web-like lines impregnates the cloak, connecting it to wiring embedded in the fabric. The cloak has the capacity to absorb overwhelming electrical charges. Lore Mystical trained. Oh, that doesn't give me Lore Mystical, it's me using Lore Mystical. I'm a bloody idiot. You know of a legend that tells you of a nano obsessed with electricity creating a cloak, perhaps this cloak, to protect him against the dangers of facing him during his studies. Tells Tell that he was on the brink of full control over the natural and artificial electricity, but he died during a thunderstorm, throwing his cloak away while shouting, "I got it!" Very amusing. Let's sell the garment, shall we?
Have you had any other ailments? Fever? Sweating? Fever sweating?
How well do you know Alison Perry? She stops here often, though she doesn't always buy something. I know little else about her, except that she's a shurigun who administers to children. He raises his eyebrows. I don't think that's all she does. Sometimes I see her speaking to strangers from somewhere else in the city, married couples usually. It all seems very hush-hush, if you know what I mean. What about Ainu knows? They say she knows everything, but that's a lie. She doesn't know how to dress herself, that's for certain. I've offered to help her, but she won't come into my shop. Says I'm too expensive. Last time she was here, she told a customer about my faked Avachol hides. Never again. What about the council clerk? He smiles. There's a fellow with hands everywhere, and I mean that quite literally. Takes care of all the council documents, and has his papers and documents stored in 100 places all over the town, but can pluck them from the air random at will. Yes, I know all that. Right. There we go.
Of course we can help. Right, Al?
Look how fabulous I look. Right. It's Sijin. I have more questions about the levies. Other questions. Oh, again. I'm fine. Try no more questions. Paperwork. Okay. Why can't you just give it to me? The clerk's size and aspiration. A well-ordered city is a powerful, implacable machine. A passerby cannot change its operation merely by jumping up and down and shouting, nor does a mere cog have the power or volition to act on its own. Rather, one must cry out to those whose hands are on the levers of power. I could lie. I don't think that would work, though. Someone who might be able to help me. By the Black Three, he snaps, "Are you an idiot? Find a powerful person and then do a favour." Right. I don't know any. Your request is denied. Right. Let's make sure I've uncovered everything on these maps. Some children. Well, I'm going to teleport to Sage's Cliffs, I think.
All right.
You know, I'm going to just briefly go in here. Ooh, it just leveled up. We'll do that in a second. So, there's Salamiri. I sold her out, so she might be angry with me. Fella, cool. There's Kalastesh.
My scintillating wit was lure enough to bring you back, I see.
Okay, so I can talk to her now. What can you tell me about this place? The Order of the Truth. Combination of brilliant minds and the most rigid set of ethics you've ever seen. Or so they tell you. Between the two of us, they eat from the hands of the slave families and would never dare to cross their benefactors. What I'm saying is that you should watch your back. Why did you choose to come here? Well, where else would I go? The underbelly? Here at least I have access to the minds that might challenge me, not to mention their libraries. Will you travel with me again? My sisters and I all agree that you have too many with you already, perhaps when you've lost one. Yes, indeed. Farewell. Indeed.
Go.
There's Balazar. What about... examine the papers and books again.
Happy to help.
No, this is this dude here. How's Pico settling in? Oh, you know him. Good kid. Really good kid. He hasn't let an hour go by without exclaiming over something he's found in the book or insisting everyone take a look. He casts a fond look in Pico's direction. The kid's going to do well here. Oh, I could tell him about Lan Irving. Farewell. Let's talk to Pico. I really like it here. Right, Lan. Farewell. Right, I could... Let's level up Eritis to increase his edge. Or effort. Let's give him some extra effort. Yes. Right. Snurf. Right. We are on the Builder's Trail. Valley of Dead Heroes. You know what?
Of course we can help. Right, Al?
Yes, indeed. What was I going to do? I might be able to ask the Stitcher.
Of course we can help. Right, Al?
Let's climb down. Because I want to get to them. I need the Memorvira to let Eratis through. Something's got to give, so I'm going to have to make a decision somewhere. Huh.
All right.
That's cool.
Doing begets learning, I guess.
Well, what about Fulton? He's quite powerful. Farewell.
Yes.
Fair enough. Right, let's go to the Stitcher before letting you go, because I'm at a dead end here, clearly. Oh, there's a headless man. He says, "Kuts." Checked or checked or whatever
Doing
it is.
begets learning.
It's checked. Right, Rhin's annoying me already. Okay. The ledge in Cliff's Edge. This might help. I hope. If it doesn't, I'll just let you go. And we'll figure it out in the next episode. I've got some exercise to do in the meantime. Right, I suspect that it'll be this place.
I'm going.
Faint droning sounds resolve into a rhythmic churning hum as you approach the strange machine. Let's examine the device. An ovoid opening lined with metallic wire mesh dominates from the front of the device, and through it you catch the faintest glimpse of a swirling liquid. Atop the machine rests a dome of translucent material and a brilliantly lit sphere. Let's examine the wire mesh. The mesh appears to prohibit direct contact with the fluid jostling around in the device's interior. Curiosity must have gotten the better of someone, however, as this line has been sliced cleanly through the bottom of the mesh. The opening created by the slash appears roughly large enough to reach an arm into it. Let's examine the dome. On closer inspection, you notice the dome contains what appears to be a human brain, but it's several times larger than a normal brain. It floats serenely within the enclosure, pulsing occasionally, but you can find no way to interact with it. Examine the sphere. The glowing sphere taps solidly attached to the rest of the machine. The light dims as you move your hand close to it. You spend a few moments moving your hand all around the sphere, and eventually you discover that the light seems to dim as your hand gets closer to a fixed point directly in front of it. Let's pass my hand in front of the sphere. The sphere's light dims, then brightens again. As your hand completes the motion, from within the machine you hear the strangled sound of evacuating liquid. The constant humming sound of the machine has stopped. Let's tap the dome. You lightly knock on the dome, triggering a minor convulsion from the brain within. A swishing sound erupts from the interior device, and it resumes its former rhythmic hum. Well, let's put my hand in, even though that sounds like a stupid idea. Your hand splashes into an oily fluid as you plunge in through the hole of the mesh. As you probe around the interior, you momentarily feel something solid brush against your hand. You blindly grope for the object, but it proves quite difficult to grab. I'm going to attempt my quick fingers. Right, that brings him to 4. Right. Okay, you're carrying too many ciphers and have received a cipher sickness fettle. Strange forces emanating from ciphers cause unpredictable but always harmful effects when they interact. To reduce or eliminate cipher sickness, use some of your ciphers or sell them to a merchant or give them to another party member. Success! After a few near misses, you manage to get a firm grip on the object and remove it from the machine. So, what is this? It's the Ring of El Amor. Cancels the negative fettle applied to this character. Can pass my hand in front of it again. Right, let's leave the machine alone. Go into my menu. Move my face out of the way. There you go. Now he's got the ring. Right, that'll do. Ooh. The two characters wearing these matching rings share all fettles and 25% of stats healed. You know what? Let's keep that on. Good. Maybe I should put something on her, but I'll get rid of her at some point. Right.
I'm sorry I called you tiny before.
Well, I'm sorry you're sorry. Are you sad? We should shake that out of you. Oh, there you go. All cured.
Right.
All right.
Is this the cliff I can climb? Oh, I've left the area anyway. Right, I said I was going to let you go. Oh, look. There's my face. Hello. I'll see where this is. It's with the lady, isn't it? Oh, it just takes me here. Right. Well, I've been John Fox and channel John West. I've been having a Torment adventure. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching.